Hello from Nice. It's Monday morning and Bella and I are out for our first walk of the day. Looks like it's going to be another gorgeous day. Blue skies. Love blue skies. And I'm standing on Boulevard Jean Médecin, right near the Nice Étoile Mall. Jeff is home, still sleeping. But Bella and I decided to come out and get an early start this morning, see who's out on the streets. So we're going to head on down the street. I think Bella thinks I'm taking her to her favorite ice cream place because it's just about a block away and she's pulling me there. Well, the truth is we're really just walking around the block, taking a big swath of blocks, I guess you could say. Instead of just doing one block, I'm probably going to be 3 or 4 blocks. And this is Monday morning. There's Passage Victor Hugo, in case any of you know Nice. Figure out exactly where I am. And today is waking up. See, this is Bella's favorite ice cream store. So she's already sniffing around here. She thinks, we're going for ice cream early this morning. No, come on, Bella, we're not going there. We're not going there. All right, let's turn this way. Let's turn this way. Oh, she doesn't want to turn this way. All right, we have to go home this way now. Come on, this way. This way. When Bella and Jeff are out walking, I think he lets her go everywhere she wants to go. Because often they're gone for an hour, and I will call him and say, "Where are you? I thought you were walking around the block." And he'll say, "Oh, I'm at Galleries Lafayette." Well, Galleries Lafayette is almost at Place Messina, where the fountain is. Truth is, I think by the time I finally get around to calling him, he has just made it back from the promenade to that point. Okay, come on, Bella, we're going to go this way. No, we're going to go this way. No, we're going to go this way. You're not being very cooperative this morning. Oh, you had P-mail over there. Okay. All right. So tonight we're going to an Eric Clapton concert here in Nice. I've never been to an Eric Clapton concert, and the guy must be ancient, wouldn't you think? I don't know. Anyway, we bought the tickets a long time ago. And so tonight is the concert. And that is what we are doing today. Got a busy week of meeting some new people that are arriving here in Nice. Actually, tomorrow is the only day that we're meeting new people. And then on Wednesday, we're going with some friends. I think it's called Joie Le Pain. I have to look it up. So we're going for a lovely lunch. No, we're going for a lovely dinner on a sandy beach in Joie Le Pain. And I'm trying to think of what else we're doing this week. We're going to Villefranche for lunch, and on Friday is a fabulous drone show. So that's our week.
I watch you as you drive Do you know I'm looking, and I can't help but smile? Do you know how much I love you? You put my favorite song on, I put my feet up, and we just sing along. And I can't help but feeling, just loving this moment. Can we stay here forever? I'm loving this moment. Can we stay here together? If I could stop the time, don't you know that I would? 'Cause I'm just loving.
So it's morning here in Nice, and I am going to take a walk over to the Monoprix. I left Jeff back at the apartment. He's still sleeping. Bella and I have already been out, and I'm headed over to Monoprix to pick up a few things so that I can make us some coq au vin for lunch. So come on, come with me. I've got nobody else to talk to. So it's a beautiful day here. Blue sky, sunshine. And it's Monday morning, the world is waking up. So rather than go out to lunch or dinner, our main meal of the day is lunchtime. And so I'm gonna go pick up some food and make us a good lunch. And then hopefully later on we really won't be all that hungry, or maybe we'll just grab a light apéro before the show. I always take the pedestrian path behind the mall. There's a lot less pedestrian traffic back here.
Out there struggling, like if you work for...
And it's, I don't know, it's a faster walk. We're only about 5 minutes from the Monoprix. So this way it just cuts down on all the weaving in and out of all people on the main boulevard. Well, this is something interesting. Florian is one of our favorite candy stores over by the port. And look at this. We now have some of their things right here in the store with us. Confiture, bonbons. So I like their rose confiture. It's made from rose petals. Today we have peaches and nectarines. I think I'm going to pick some up while I'm here. I'm also going to get some haricot vert to Americans. That's green beans, French style. I love these radishes. They are so good with some hummus. So we're going to grab some potatoes today, and we're going to get some carrots. And I think I'm going to get a bunch of broccoli. Okay, so here we are at the chicken. Now I normally buy chicken thighs and wings for my coq au vin. So let me get a package here. These are chicken thighs. And I'm going to get a package of wings. I think that it just gives it a lot more flavor when you've got the meaty chicken thighs and you've got some wings, just some extra little tidbits. See what I bought today. Well, the first thing's ice cream. Ice cream's real important. Jeff and Bella love this carte d'or vanilla ice cream. And so, of course, we had to get some ice cream. And my favorite is the carte d'or chocolate noir. It is like chocolate overload, my favorite. So those I'm going to put in the freezer right now so that I can finish showing you the rest and not have to worry about them getting too soft. Okay, we bought one of these melons. These are in season now. When I first came here, I had to learn how to pick out one of these melons. And what I do is I look for a melon that has, it looks like it's sort of overripe on one of the sides. And it may still feel hard, but there's just the tiniest bit of give. And I push the center, and if there's a little bit of give, I'll get it. Now, it's too early to eat this. I always let it sit for a day or two. And so this is just going to sit sort of by the window over here. Okay, then we got the broccoli that I'm going to use in my coq au vin. We've got carrots. I bought some potatoes. We got some lemons. So I got 2 lemons, and then I bought 3 peaches. I bought one of these I think it was last Friday, and they were so sweet. I put it in the refrigerator for a while, and it was ice cold, and I just sliced it up for a snack one afternoon. Okay, then I got the haricot vert that I will use as a side, or maybe I'll just throw it right into the coq au vin. I got this cheese. This is a soft cheese that I just like nibbling on every now and then. I sort of got away from brie. I don't know why. Here I am in brie country. And I love camembert. Jeff hates it when I bring home camembert because it's very stinky. So I rarely bring home camembert. But this is a nice light white soft cow cheese, cow's milk. And I don't like goat cheese. I don't like sheep cheese. So I'm always looking for the nice cheeses from cow milk. And then I bought these lovely radishes. They're great to snack on. They're great for salads. And how beautiful they are. And they're not real hot like the radishes in the U.S. Every now and then you get one with a little bit of a kick to it, but they're just right, nice. And then I bought 2 packages of chicken from my coq au vin. And this salami, normally when we go to the market in Ventimiglia in Italy, I go and I get this sliced fresh, but we haven't been to Ventimiglia in about a month or so. So it's just as easy to buy it in the grocery store, and it's good. This is good for apéro, you know, if we're just sitting out on the terrace, and I can do little skewers with like a piece of salami rolled up and a chunk of cheese and maybe a few cherry tomatoes, and it's great with a glass of wine. And I got a sweet red pepper. And the last thing I picked up are these orange flour cookies. So we normally pick up orange flour cookies in a store down in Old Town, but I saw them here at Monoprix, and I thought I'd bring a bag home, see if they taste the same. I keep all of our vegetables, it's got condensation on it now. I keep all of our vegetables in this bin. I picked this up at IKEA months ago. And it's great when you have a small refrigerator. Keep all the vegetables together. I'm not going to need that for a while. And that way everything is right where I'm looking for it when I'm cutting up vegetables. Typically I'm cutting up vegetables, a lot of vegetables at the same time. And so I've got all my vegetables right there. looks like I already had a sweet red pepper, so I'm going to leave that one out to work with and put this new one in my vegetable box. And then this fits very easily into the refrigerator. I have another small one that normally sits right across here, and I put little things, like maybe I would have put these tomatoes in there. But at the moment, I don't really need the extra bin, so it's in the closet. So Jeff is still asleep this morning. One of the benefits of being retired, you don't have to get up until you feel like getting up. So I thought I would make us a little fruit plate to share when he gets up with one of the peaches that I bought. I'm trying to cut this with one hand and hold the camera with the other. I should probably go get my tripod and just set it up. But we're trying to not eat so much bread. And so we'll start the day on occasion with some fruit. Probably shouldn't have a lot of fruit either. Our doctor tells us to cut down on the sugar, and fruit is full of it. So we've got the peaches. So we'll get some strawberries on there. And some grapes. And last, we'll toss some banana. And voila. Now all I need to do is make some coffee. I've been out and about, haven't even had my coffee yet. Maybe Jeff will wake up soon. Okay, now I've gotten away from using our Nespresso pot. I use that when I want espresso, a short little cup of coffee. But like a lot of Americans, I prefer American coffee. And so I started buying beans, coffee beans, and it's very easy to find them. I typically buy a big bag like this, and it says Grain, G-R-A-I-N-S, Classique. And this has a good flavor. Typically, I'll look for Colombian coffee, but you can't always find Colombian. So I find a big bag of this, and it's a good mix of coffee beans from that same area of Colombia and all the other places, Costa Rica, that do nice coffee. So I always get the beans, and I always grind them fresh each morning. Okay, so I bought this canister, and I think I bought it on Amazon, and it comes with a scoop. And what I do is I put 5 scoops. Five scoops of beans. I keep the scoop right there in the container. I like this one because it has a little wheel here where you can set the date that you put the beans in. But I started doing that, and then I stopped paying attention to it. And I've since gotten more and more beans and keep refilling it, and I never reset this. But if you want to be able to keep track of when you put the coffee beans in, if you're not using them quite often or very often, you might like a can like this. And I'm pretty sure I bought it on, I think, Amazon. Okay. So now, this grinder I brought from the United States, and it charges with a little USB in the back here. So there was never a power issue with bringing this. So if you're still in the U.S. and thinking about moving here, you may want to look for things, little things like this that you charge with a USB, and then you don't have to worry about power. Okay, now this, if I just push the lid down, it's going to grind for 20 seconds. So I'm going to do the full 20 seconds, and then I do another 10 seconds that I manually count in my head. So here we go. Okay, and I didn't make you listen to that entire grind because it was going to be too loud. So, and I open the lid and I give this a little bit of a stir. Okay, this is a French press coffee pot. I bought this at IKEA. Let's see, how big is this? Does it have a size? I'm not seeing a measurement on here. I want to say it's 4 cup, but the truth is it would be 4 teacups. When Jeff and I are drinking coffee, we're using a mug, so we're getting 2 good size cups and maybe 1 little bit, I guess you could maybe do 1/3 of another cup that's left. So, and when we pour the coffee, we're pouring it to about a 1/2 inch below the rim. So, what I do is I use really heaping spoonfuls, and I put 5 of them in the pot, and it's 1 for each cup and 1 for the pot. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and that's it. Now I still have coffee left. We'll probably use that up tomorrow. Okay, now that just sits. Okay, now we come over here. In every French kitchen, well, everyone that puts it there, you have a water pot. Now this heats up the water, and people who are having coffee, tea, hot cocoa, you always have one of these pots in the kitchen. It heats it up very quickly. And often, if I'm cooking and I need to add boiling water to something, it's much easier to use a pot like this than to put it on the stove. This heats things up way, way faster. Watch, so you'll see how fast this brings it to a heat. And this is just tap water. Sometimes if I've got a lot of bottled water, I may use bottled water instead. Tap water is good here in Nice, so we never have any kind of problem with it. So I'm bringing this right here next to it. And as you can tell from the barking, Bella is out there. Jeff has just woken up. He's not dressed, so he's not coming in the kitchen. Almost 11 o'clock. Some retired guy, huh? Gets to sleep until almost 11 in the morning. That's why he retired, so he can do whatever he wanted. You see the water is coming very close to a boil. Pretty exciting watching water boil, right? It's like watching plaster crack, watching water boil. And I always use fresh water every day. Even if there's leftover water from the day before or earlier in the morning, I dump it out and I get fresh water. So we're coming very close to a boil. For the big bubbles. And here we are. So I know that was a little long, but I wanted to show you it's a lot faster than heating water on the stove. So now I'm going to take this pot and I'm going to pour it into my coffee pot and up to the gold rim, or silver rim I should say, up to the silver rim. Okay. And then you take the plunger and you sit the plunger in the pot just to the top of the water level. So you see there's the coffee is sitting on the top right now. The water has gone down there. And you just let it sit for 4 minutes. 4 minutes. And after 4 minutes, you push the plunger down and it's coffee. There, our table is set. And as you can see, we've got magnetic screen on. And breakfast is served. This is typically our breakfast. Often there's no fruit. We try to do intermittent fasting where we have nothing for breakfast except coffee, and then our big meal is lunch. We typically do not do dinner. So a lot of people want us to go to dinner with them. Our preference is to do a big meal at lunchtime. And then, if anything, we may eat something very light, if at all. Later in the evening, maybe a glass of wine and maybe a little appetizer or nothing. So this is typically how we start the day. Okay, so the 4 minutes are up. There's a little arrow on the top here. I always point that arrow towards the spout. And then you just push the plunger down. And now the coffee is ready to pour. There you go. I happen to find this coffee, if it's possible, it tastes a little thicker than just using it like a Mr. Coffee in the U.S. or something like that. It's richer. I have some sugar cubes in mine that have to melt. And hopefully Jeff will be out to join me shortly. And we share the plate, so no need to wash a dish or 2 dishes. We've shared a lot more than fruit, so it's nothing to just pick at the same fruit plate. So there you go. And that's the beginning of another day. Okay, so now it's time to get started on this coq au vin. Now, coq au vin, what does it mean? Coq au vin means chicken in wine. So there are countless recipes for coq au vin.